your outcry, my team and I decided we do shorter versions of education, more especially on revision because we are heading towards exams and we really wanted to do good in exams. So the shorter ones that you will see just now, they are short enough not to consume your data, but long enough to make you perform well in your exams. All the best and good luck to your upcoming exams.
Good day, Banana Bashanyana. Welcome, boys and girls. Today we continue with biology, and then we are focusing on grade 10 and 11, as well as LGCSE, and then we continue with the topic of genetics. Remember, in the last session we went through characteristics, variation, and all those. And then I said you should do some of your homework on the following. I gave you some words like chromosomes. That's why I start for today. I start with the word chromosomes. All right. We know that when a cell is observed under a microscope, the nucleus of a cell is going to appear a bit darker than the rest. And why does it appear darker? Because it has got what we call genetic material in the form of thread-like structures called chromosomes. In other words, I have said chromosomes are thread-like structures that are in the nucleus of a cell. And then these chromosomes are the genetic material, as you are saying. Okay, that's the first point. Second point about chromosomes, what we should know is that they exist in pairs. Chromosomes always exist in pairs. What do I mean? We have what we call a homologous pair of chromosomes. And then we have the word homo here, which is a prefix. The prefix homo means the same. Like when you say homosexuality, words like that, homo will mean the same. Okay? So when we say chromosomes exist in pairs, especially homologous pairs, we mean the chromosomes will exist, or they will pair up according to their similarity. This similarity could be in structure and also in size. Let's take a situation where you go to the shop to buy shoes. You want to take different shoes. One will be for the left foot, and then the other one will be for the right foot. But one thing that we are so particular about is that the shoes have to be of the same size, and also of the same color, and also of the same structure. So that's exactly what happens with chromosomes. In other words, when we talk about, let's talk about sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, this is where we have got gametes. We have got gametes. Gametes are otherwise known as sex cells. And we know we have two groups of them. We have those in plants, the male and the female. I'll put them here. If we're talking about animals, we know that for animals we have got a sperm or a spermatozoan, and then for plants we have got what we call the pollen or the pollen grain. And then let me use a different color for female. For animals we have got an ovum, and then for plants we shall have what we call an ovule. This is where the gametes are found. All right, and then we are saying a sperm meets an ovum, and we call this fertilization. So fertilization is when the sperm and the ovum meet, or the pollen, the ovule meet. And when this happens, this one comes with a special number of chromosomes, and this one also comes with a special number of chromosomes. And you know very well, I know you know from reproduction, that fertilization, in fertilization we mostly focus on the nuclei, that the two nuclei should meet. Why the nuclei? Because it is in the nuclei that we have got those gametes. Therefore, when a sperm with a certain number of chromosomes, I'm going to give some examples as we go along, with a certain number of chromosomes meets an ovum with a certain number of chromosomes, and then fertilization is going to take place. And then what we mean by fertilization, let's go deeper now. By fertilization, we mean this will be my right hand, and then I have 5 fingers. Suppose for this specific sperm, for this specific animal, in the sperm there are 5 chromosomes. And then in the ovum of the same animal or the same organism, there shall be an ovum, which is my left-hand side. And then the left-hand side represents the 5 fingers here also represent the number of chromosomes for that organism. And therefore, we have got a particular number this side, a particular number this side, and similar. And then when we say fertilization happens, this is exactly what happens. This is a pairing up of different pairs of chromosomes. And therefore, once they are paired up, they are similar. This is from the sperm and this is from the ovum. When they pair up, we call this a homologous pair. So this is the first homologous pair, the second homologous pair, the third one, the fourth, and the fifth for this animal, and then or this organism. And how many chromosomes are there for this organism? This organism has got 10 chromosomes. 5 from the sperm, 5 from the ovum. They add up together during fertilization to form what we call a zygote, and then we have got 10 of them. I think we are very clear. Now let's be specific. Let's get deeper into this. Now, what happens in humans? In humans, we have got, a sperm has got 23 chromosomes. And then the ovum also has the same number. That means, as I stand before you here, I am a product of this and that, and therefore there were 23 chromosomes from my father's side, and then there were 23 chromosomes from my mother's side, and then they met during fertilization, and then as a result that I have got 23 plus 23, which is 46 chromosomes. Okay, and I know we use some terms here. We call this number, the half number of chromosomes, we call it a haploid condition, written as N in bracket, 1N. And this is another haploid condition. This is N. And therefore, when the ovum and the sperm now meet, we are going to have 23 plus 23, which is going to be 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs. You can say 46 or 23 pairs. So it's one and the same thing. 23 pairs means 46 chromosomes. And then this type of situation is known as diploid. We call it a diploid condition, or we call it 2N condition. All right? So each of you is in a diploid situation or condition because you are 2N. Why are you 2N? Because you have 23 from your father and 23 from your mother. Therefore, you have 46 chromosomes in all of your cells, except the following. All of your cells, from the hair cell all the way to the bottom of your toes or your foot, you have your feet, you have got every cell that we take from that your body is going to have 23 pairs of 46 chromosomes. That's how you differentiate a human being from a lion. Let's take, for instance, a lion would have 38 chromosomes. What does it mean? It means a female lion produces in its ovum half of 38, which is 19, and then a male one also produces half of that, which is haploid, and then the 19 this side plus 19 this side during fertilization combine to give what you call a diploid or 2N condition, which is going to be 38. I think it makes good sense. And therefore we continue. Having said this, I was coming to this point. That means all cells in your body have got, there is a question like that, especially they like this question for multiple choice. How many chromosomes are there in a liver cell? We should know that all cells. Otherwise, one word we use for all cells, we say all cells are called somatic cells. So all somatic cells will have a diploid number of chromosomes. That is 46 for human beings. Okay, for lion, that would be 38, 30 for a giraffe. It means in the sperm of a male giraffe, there will be 15 chromosomes. In an ovum of a female giraffe, there will be 15 chromosomes, and then they pair up, and then they form homologous pairs. Therefore, that's what we have. Then coming to the exception. What is the exception? The exception is here. This is the exception. I said all cells are known as somatic, but these cells are special. How are they special? They should always have haploid. They should always have haploid number of chromosomes. Otherwise, we are going to have a problem. If there were 46 in an ovum and then 46 here in a sperm, then 46 plus 46 will give us a 92. That will not be a human being. A human being specifically has got 46 chromosomes. I think it makes so much sense. So it means during what you call gamete formation, in spermatogenesis, this is the formation of sperms, it means the cells are going to divide until, by a process called meiosis, until you have got 23 chromosomes, half of 46. And then oogenesis, this is the formation of an ovum. In the ovary, same thing happens. The number of chromosomes have to be halved. And then after this short break, I'm going to clean the board, and then we are going to go deeper into this. Thank you so much. For now, let's meet after a moment. All right, remember, we said the number of chromosomes is determined by the type of organism. And a human being typically has 46 chromosomes. And then about chromosomes, there's one point that I want to introduce you to, which is what we call sex determination. When is a baby a male and when is a baby a female? Is it during birth or is it during pregnancy? No. When is a baby a male or female? Then we shall know, because we are getting into this. Let's go deeper. I said in a sperm, this is a sperm cell, there are 23 chromosomes. Okay? And then in an ovum, the ovum is much bigger than this, but it doesn't matter. The size, this is not to scale, don't worry about that. So in an ovum, there will be 23 chromosomes. And then I want to break it down. Okay? Let's assume my fingers are not 5. There are 23 of them. Okay? Let's assume I have 23 fingers, not 5. And then this pair, the last pair, we count from this, that would be 1, 2, 3, and this will be our 22nd. Remember, I have 23 fingers, not 5, so it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 22 here, and this will be the 23rd, this will be the 23rd from the sperm. All right, let me do that now. In other words, a sperm has got 22 chromosomes. Remember, that's my 23, but I want to break it down into 22 plus what we call an X chromosome. And then another sperm has the same 22 with a chromosome shaped like a Y. This one is shaped like an X, therefore it's known as an X chromosome. And then the other one is shaped like an Y, we call it a Y chromosome. In other words, what I'm trying to say is that there are two types of sperms. One sperm carries a Y chromosome and the other one carries an X chromosome. And then coming to this one, to the female side, let's break this 23. There will be 22 chromosomes. Remember, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 22. Then the 23rd, the last one, for all ovum or all eggs will have got an X chromosome. So how is the sex of a baby determined and when? The sex of a baby is determined at the moment of fertilization. Mind that. It depends on the type of sperm. In other words, the males are the ones who determine the sex of the baby to be born by either providing a Y sperm or an X sperm. What do we mean by that? We mean that if there's going to be fertilization between this and that, we shall have 22 plus 22, which is going to give us a 44 plus X and Y. So the baby born here is going to be a baby boy because of the Y chromosome. And we talked about 46. Remember, we talked about 46. We still have that of 46 because we have got 44 plus 1, 2. So that goes back to 46. But if a sperm is fertilized, this sperm fertilizes the egg, then we shall have 44, 22 plus 22 plus X and X. So this is a baby boy or the male, and this is going to be a baby girl or the female. So this is how the sex of a baby is determined. I think we are very clear. So it means the sex of a baby is determined at the moment of fertilization. It depends on the type of sperm, either a Y or an X, and then that is the situation we have. Thank you so much, and from here then we shall go deeper into what we call complete dominance. How do we inherit some of the characteristics that we have? And then we are going to take some few examples, and then we shall see. Thank you.